I just heard about some scientists which say in Britain that there is no climate problem, and I want to play a little bit keyboard, only give my mustard to this again. It's only an extension of this text I just shared on Facebook. It's difficult to to discuss things without it's necessary to always to imagine the other person's position, and I always think when I see Miss Wagenknecht, when she was interviewed, then she says something which is really, from my opinion, true. Then the reporter, which has an intention, not, from my opinion, not good intention, wipes this away, comes to the next point without any. Yes, she explained something, and from my opinion, that what the suggestive question of the reporter wanted to suggest is shown to be wrong. Then she don't make any comment, the reporter or he, and go to the next attack, and again and again and again and again. I never could be so patient like Sarah Wagenknecht, and then often it's then okay. The reporter is half with Miss Wagenknecht, but yes, it was yes, she tried, but for example, in this problems with climate catastrophe, she was not really, from my opinion, seeing this deathly threat. And I listened to, for example, a discussion where one person, from my opinion, has a very wrong and very dangerous opinion. Okay, the argumentation about this, if you the most the best source of real information in these problems is the ICCP. They are scientists which are best informed, best educated, and smart people working all their life has best information about all this. And the climate simulation programs are tested. If you already the programs from 1980, all the simulation curves which was calculated by these programs, all of this was later measured, and the new simulation programs are better, running on supercomputers, and they also give the right curves for the 100 years we have measured temperatures yet. If you start them from the beginning of the temperature measuring, they give the correct curves, which was measured in 1 century. And if you run these simulation programs like there would be no emissions, no mankind, then they give constant average global temperatures. And if you run them for the last ice age, for 3 million years, they give all what really was measured in a correct way. And this in connection with that was the biology says, it's really a catastrophe. In 2100, all tropical zones, you will not live, no one can live then there, in Africa, in India, in Pakistan, in Greece, in Spain, in Portugal, yeah? And there are so many cities with millions of citizens. They will all be under the water. New York, yeah? for example, in so many so big cities. And whole Africa, you will not can live there in 2100. And 90% of all species will be died out, will be finished in 2100 if our biosphere is in free fall. Yeah. And okay, then for my opinion, it's impossible. It's not correct if you argue like this. The ICCP make say what will happen. There is some uncertainty. It's not exactly sharp. You cannot. No one has a crystal ball to say what will happen in future. But there is some window. And this man said, I think we should assume that not the worst case, but the best case for us will happen in future, because in the past there was some error in some prognosis. I don't remember what he was saying there, but an error in past in any issue means nothing to a window of this is the best information we have. And if the ICCP, which has the best information, best knowledge, would also assume that the best case will happen for what we would need this window, the window says this window is the window of all which could happen. And this person which argued like this, he said to himself, I'm not very much in this field, but I just assume that the best of this best case will happen, not the worst case. Yeah. And they all say here, we can. It's not good here. You cannot forbid us the cars and our existence, and we need to produce energy. We may use coal, and we make no coal power plants. Here, asked Professor Koschning. 30 years he's working as in regenerative energies. I think it's already a year ago he said in the web that the production of electrical energy by solar cells, photovoltaic, is as not more expensive than the energy from coal power plants, without any subvention, without any added money from the government or so. And with solar Stirling generators, you can on a surface of on one surface you can produce 12 times more electrical energy than this photovoltaic. And this solar Stirling in China, they are very, very much in this. There are big factories, hyper-modern factories, and I saw very, very large valleys all filled with solar Stirling generators. A Stirling engine runs without burning anything. The energy comes from a hot and a cold pole. Yeah. You can buy it in Alibaba in all kinds. 1.5 kilowatt. This you took it in your garden, maybe a 2 square meter parabole. This gives a hot pole, and the cold pole is maybe the ground. Yeah. And you can, here in Germany, in winter, get electrical energy for your house to heat it. The hot pole is dig in the earth 8 degrees Celsius plus, and the cold pole is 0 at the ground. In winter you can produce in this way electrical energy to heat your house, to have complete electricity. We have all possibilities. Already 100 years ago we could have made this Desertec project in Sahara. And we can, if we would make this Desertec, we can start in 1 month. It's not, you must not be a Nobel Prize winner to build this. It's not so. It's not a hydrogen fusion power plant. It's just mirrors and to heat oil in pipes to 600 degrees Celsius. And if you have heat, then you have electricity. This is the same in each coal power plant, in each nuclear power plant. First you have heat and then you have electricity. You make a steam turbine, you heat water, high, you have this vapor, high pressure, steam, yes, and with this you drive a big generator like a dynamo of bicycle. It's so simple, and everyone can work with this. He needs only 14 days training, so we could start this in 1 month, and could be only the surface of Great Britain would be enough in Sahara for the whole energy that the whole mankind needs. With all, not only that what is today is with electricity, also that what is today got from burning fossils like oil or coal or so on. And if someone want to play the businessman, he can replace these streets we have with this stinking and cancer causing products of the burning of oil and so forth. It's so loud. We can make here cabin bands like in Wuppertal, where I studied in physics. I began to study with age 17, and with 18 I was member of the examination board in physics, and with 19 I made undergraduate theoretical physics results examination. The best note, it was in electrodynamics, so I know a little bit. And the transport is no problem. You need high voltage DC lines, no low radiation losses. It's already calculated from engineers from the Technical University Munich in 1989. Cross over the sea, no problem. The Iceland already in these times exported cheap electrical geothermal energy to Europe. The distance is to Scandinavia 1,000 kilometers over the sea lines. And this electricity they make a power plant in Spain, and then it wrote a simulation program for larger. But it was a very expensive way. With this 1,500 meter high cabins, and in this cabin, whoop, and the air around this cabin, glass roof, and then the sun heats the air under, and then this is coming, whoop, and there turbine. That's a very, very bad way, and it's complicated and very expensive. And this electricity was as cheap as the cheapest energy of that time, nuclear energy. But the nuclear energy, not so. It's quite poison. And they to put 100,000 tons of high radioactive nucleates in the Mediterranean Sea, then much of this into the Northern Sea, and they forgot that the enrichment in the fishes 1,000,000 times. So I wish you a good appetite with your healthy omega-3 eggs and so on. It's not so good way to. It was cheap as the cheapest energy on nuclear power plants here, but in this way produced. It's maybe 20% of this the cheapest energy here by our power plants. And when we have cheap energy, asked the Professor Wolf in USA, then we will all be all rich, and we can easily replace our traffic system by this cabin band, and under this we don't need this loud and stinking street. Can make the garden paradises there for the children, and with yummy raspberry and strawberry and sugar pea. So I lived as a child until year 7. I was first time with the dentist when I was 17. 1 year, one teeth, he a little bit, but this was only because he wanted to make money. I'm sure. A little bit. With 17, it's the first time at the dentist. Yeah. From this kind of it's a garden. It's a garden sneakers, and it tastes unbelievable good. Carrots and so. They like the precious perfume you can imagine. The smell of this carrots or of the story tastes so unbelievable good. So, and then it could be everywhere. It is totally silent. Only you hear only, and this cabin bands convey your luxury, so you can play entrepreneur, make a luxury cabin band with all comfort back and forth, with internet, with possibilities to cook and everything, to sleep and whatever you want. It's quite silent with this electricity. And what is when it's dark and the wind is not blowing? You can take this 600 degrees high oil. If you make it the reservoir big, it's very long. It will stay warm. If you double the body, you double the time it's need to cool, because the loss of heat is with square, and the container of heat is with cubic. If you enlarge the body, ask Mr. Lawrence Krauss. He will calculate this, and he will, after only a few days, he will have calculated that this is right. I hope.